What's up, it's you? For today's video, we're in full Shaymin forms Pokemon team. So we got Shaymin land form and we got Shaymin sky form. So it's been a hot minute since we've been able to use these Pokemon. I'll be doing 2 of each. I'll be doing a 4 Pokemon team because 2 was a little bit difficult, especially because of the grass typing. Now tonight will be a double upload, people. I will be putting a second video up after this a little bit later on. I'll probably mention that throughout this video as well. If you want to check me out on Twitch, that's where I do all my streams. Let's get into today's battles. The first battle, this one was against Daddy. Now we got 4 battles with the Shaymin 4 teams. And of course, this is on Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl because that's the only place you can use them on the most current games at the moment. So first Pokemon we got here is going to be Golem. Now this is a Shaymin landform and it is a Dazzling Gleam, Psychic Energy Ball and Hyper Beam set. I'm running this one as a choice spec set with max speed and max special attack. So I just wanted to go first and hit as hard as possible. So firing that energy ball at Golem. Golem, of course, is going to have the sturdy ability. And Golem is going to go for an explosion. Now, about the Shaymin forms. Obviously, you can change its form with the Gracidia flower, right? And then you can do that between 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. Like, when I was using this team, I was like, I changed all the form stuff over then, obviously they changed back because I was like, oh, damn, I got to change these back. So just an interesting little thing. So next Pokemon I got here is going to be Gyarados. I've only got a little bit of health left. I'm locked into Energy Ball, so I may as well just go for it, right? So firing off that Energy Ball and does a lot of damage to Gyarados, which is great. Gyarados is going to be going for a Dragon Dance here, so it's going to increase its speed and attack by 1 stage and probably quite a threatening Pokemon. Now, I know that I'm going to get outspeeded here, of course, by Gyarados. It's going to finish me off with the Waterfall, so bye-bye Shaymin. Now, the only Pokemon that has a chance of outspeeding this is going to be my Shaymin Skyform. I do have a bulky Shaymin too, but this time I'm actually going to set in my other Shaymin Skyform here. So it's got the Shell Bell as the item. This is a Shaymin Skyform with Bullet Seed, Sword Dance, Giga Impact, and Substitute. I've got the ability Serene Grace, of course, and King's Rock as the item, max speed and max attack. Now, with this team, I did have a couple of Pokemon trade to me to actually make up the team of 4 as well, if you were wondering. So we're going to go for Giga Impact, and that's going to finish off and outspeed the Gyarados, which is awesome. So bye-bye Gyarados. Next Pokemon is going to be Miss Magius. So Miss Magius is going to be able to swap in here and just attack me with whatever move. I'm going to be recharging and it's going to pop a Power Gem. So Power Gem is super effective, but I managed to live on the tiniest little bit of health there. Miss Magius has got the Life Orb as the item too. Now I've gotten this Bullet Seed and Giga Impact. Bullet Seed's my only real option here. I don't have any like boost in attack from Sword Dance, so I was thinking I'm probably going to need, I'd say, about 3 to 4 hits to take Miss Magius out. So firing off my first little round of seeds there. Pretty good damage. You can't complain with that one. Going for the second one here. And I was like, wow, I'm going to need like 4 hits. So that was the third one. And that was the 4th one. I was like, wow, I'm going to need like 5 of them. But I think the last one might have been like a max damage. Yeah, it was. The last one was a max damage. I quite like our Shaymin Skyform, like sort of floats as it attacks too. Next Pokemon is going to be Monferno. I was like, well, I can go for Giga Impact here. That should be able to, almost take it out in one shot. And that's going to be their last Pokemon too. I've still got 3 more Shaymins left, or including this one, of course. And it's going to have Back Punch. That's the end of Shaymin Skyform. Even though it's not very effective, I only had a little bit of health there to work with, so bye-bye Shaymin. Next Pokemon I'm going to bring there is going to be my Shaymin Skyform. Now, this is the best set on my team easily. So with Serene Grace, we've got moves like Air Slash and Seed Flare. Seed Flare already has a 40% chance of dropping the opponent's special defense. So that gets doubled by Serene Grace, as does Air Slash at 30. So it's very, very powerful. It's got great speed and it's got really good special attack. So the other moves I gave were Growth and Sweet Kiss. I gave the item Wide Lens, so I had those couple of moves that all of the moves except for Growth were obviously not 100% actually. Now, unfortunately, Shaymin's going to miss its Sweet Kiss, and I'm going to get hit by a Fire Punch and then a Mac Punch. So that's the end of my Shaymin there. I probably should have just attacked it, but just in case it had like a troll item, I decided to use Sweet Kiss, and it failed me with the Wide Lens. I'm very, very upset about that. Last Pokemon is going to be my Shaymin. This is a bulky set. Very, very defensive set. I've got max health and max defense EVs. I've got Leech Seed, I've got Swagger, Giga Drain, and my favorite healing move. So here comes Close Combat. That doesn't do too much damage to me, considering how, bulky this is. And now what I could do, I was thinking, let's get the Leech Seed up first, because I've got the item as leftovers. So that'll give me Leech Seed, and that'll give me leftovers as recovery. And then I've got Giga Drain for extra recovery and damage too. I've also got Swagger, but I don't really want to use Swagger against Monferno, because if it gets any more Rise in his attack, I'm going to get, dominated, right? So I get a couple of rounds of recovery. I know that it's probably going to go for a Fire-type move this time. I actually was interested to see what the difference is in the damage output of Close Combat and Fire Punch on the Monferno. So I selected my move. Here comes the Fire Punch, and when you look at it, it probably does exactly the same damage as Close Combat, maybe just a little bit less. It's very, very close. So go for Giga Drain. Not that much damage, but since I've got triple recovery at the moment, I've got that bit of Giga Drain, and I've got the Leech Seed and the leftovers, so I'm getting lots and lots of health recovery back on Monferno here. So obviously it's going to be going for maybe a Close Combat or a Fire Punch. One of those two moves. Once again, they're both doing the same. It also depends on what the ability the Monferno is as well. So I'm going to go for Giga Drain here. That's the best move I can go for. It's going to do good damage, and I'm going to get that little bit of health recovery back here. You're going to kind of need it. So here comes the Thunder Punch. They go for a Paralyze on me, obviously, and I didn't get it, which is very, very good, because if I got paralyzed then, I possibly could have lost. I guess that was their only way to try and beat my Shaymin, because I could have healed then, and I could have easily just taken them out with the next Giga Drain, as I did. So, thank you for the battle, Daddy, whoever you are, and let's get on to the next battle here. Once again, we got 4 battles today with the Shaymin team, and I did mention at the start today is going to be a double upload too, so if you didn't hear that bit at the start, there will be a video a little bit later on. Okay, first Pokemon, it's going to be my Shaymin versus a Pidgeot. This is a battle against Marinette, and this was a straight-up count. I'm like, what can I actually do to this? So I've got Dazzling Gleam, Psychic, and Hyper Beam. On the base power side with Choice Specs, I thought I have to get rid of this right now. So let's go for Hyper Beam. It's going to pop a U-turn, doing a lot of damage. It did half damage to my Shaymin, and it's going to take some recall. So it's going to be going back there. I can see it's got a Life Orb, so that's very bad. So in the next Pokemon to come, it's going to be Crobat. I'm like, wow, this is another great counter for my team, right? So 2 solid counters straight up. Crobat is going to be facing the brunt of a Hyper Beam coming from Shaymin here. And, it's obviously Crobat's got a bit of bulk to it, but man, they did incredible damage, but it failed to take it out. I was a bit, I was salty about that, but it is what it is, right? Here comes the Leech Life. I don't go down to Leech Life, which is great. And now Crobat is going to get some healing back, which sucks. So I got to recharge this turn, and it's going to go for a fly, outspeeding me. So it's not like I can swap into another Shaymin here, and my Shaymin is going to faint. Now, obviously in BDSP, the movesets are limited as well. It's not like you got lots of move options. So that's why you probably see some different moves, more than like the standard moves you see on some of the Pokemon. Next one we got here is Shaymin Skyform. I know that I can outspeed this, but Bullet Seed is absolutely not going to cut it. I'm going to have to go for Giga Impact here. Or maybe chance a substitute. I thought maybe the Crobat will go for Fly, I could chance that, then I could go for a Sword Dance. That was kind of what I was thinking. So throwing up the substitute here against the Crobat. Hopefully it doesn't have, go for another coverage move, and it's going to go for Leech Life here on my Shaymin. So it's got Infiltrator, so it's going to be able to get around my substitute. So that's bad. It's going to be able to heal itself. Now, I was thinking, well, I could leave another attacking move here, but I better go for Giga Impact just in case something goes wrong, like a crit. So pop in that Giga Impact, and that's going to be enough to take out the Crobat. Plus, I've got the substitute up, so I'm on recharge at the moment, but I've got a substitute to take all that damage. So this could be possibly good, right? Next Pokemon's going to be the Pidgeot we've seen earlier on. Pidgeot's going to pop a Quick Attack, and Quick Attack actually fails to break my substitute there, which is really, really good. So I got a little bit of extra Life Orb damage, which was nice. So Pidgeot's going to go for a second Quick Attack there. They kind of have to, otherwise I would have outsped them. And now Shaymin Skyform can actually attack this time. Once again, I'm kind of forced to go for Giga Impact, but it misses. I'm like, no! Now I got to go for Giga Impact again. There's no way I don't want to set up substitute in case I go for Quick Attack again, so I decided to go for Giga Impact, and this time it's going to land on the Pidgeot, which is great. Looks amazing, that animation. Pidgeot lives, which is really, really unfortunate. Now it's going to go for Brave Bird, obviously wanting to get rid of my Shaymin Skyform. However, the recall damage from the Brave Bird is going to cause this matchup to be a double KO. So bye-bye Pidgeot. Now, at this time, I was like, okay, I'm out of the woods at the moment. I got rid of Crobat and Pidgeot, right? So let's go into Shaymin Landform, my bulky one. And then there's a Star Raptor. That's a third count. Look at this. It's a freaking flying team versus grass. So I've got Leech Seed, my favorite healing move, Swagger, and Giga Drain. I'm thinking maybe I should try and chance a Swagger. Because if, if it hits Self for Confusion, that'd be very, very good. But, if it doesn't hit itself for Confusion, it could be really, really bad. So I was taking a while to think about, exactly what to do here. I was like, if it's got Brave Bird, that might be good, but it's going to probably hit me really hard. Now it's going to pop a U-turn, and that doesn't do too much damage to me there at all. So, but the thing about it is, if it goes for, it didn't have Intimidate either, if you notice. So I'd say it's got Reckless, and that's no joke. So in comes Yanmega, another great counter to this team. So this is like every Pokemon was a pure counter to my team. So Yanmega's going to get confused there by the Swagger. I'm hoping it can hit itself and maybe allow me to get a Leech Seed up and then start spamming Giga Drain. Will I be able to beat Yanmega? Probably not, but if I can do a bit of damage to it, I might be able to bring my Shaymin in after and, take it out. So I get a lucky Confusion, which is good, and now I'm going to set up the Leech Seed here with Shaymin, and no misses or anything like that, which is very, very good. So Shaymin now has its leftovers, and it's got its Leech Seed up. So I know that I can live an Air Slash and a Bug Buzz, but I'm not going to live them very, very well, but I should be able to live. So I might be able to stall this out maybe for a little bit longer, get a little bit extra damage. Yanmega is going to have the Speed Boost ability too. Of course, like it mostly always does. It snaps out of Confusion and hits me with a Bug Buzz. So I'm like, okay, please live, please live. I was like, oh. It critted me a one-shot there, so that's how it is. I think Shaymin might have lived there on a tiny bit of health because I was running a very bulky set, but it doesn't really matter. I would never be able to beat the Yanmega with that anyway. I was sort of just stalling for a little bit of extra health. Last Pokemon's going to be my Shaymin, and this is my speedy set with Air Slash, and I can't really use Seed Flare here. I have to go for the Air Slash. I could chance a Sweet Kiss here, but I don't really want to take any extra damage, so let's just go ahead and go for Air Slash. Here comes a Bug Buzz again on Shaymin, and I lived it reasonably well, and I'm going to get a special defense drop there, so I cannot afford to be hit by another special move. Here comes the Air Slash. Thank goodness it does not miss, and that is going to be the end of Yanmega. The last Pokemon now is going to be the Star Raptor. I was like, I should be able to outspeed this. There's no way. Unless there's, the Choice Scarf is on the Star Raptor, and it is. It's a Choice Scarf Reckless Star Raptor, and that is going to be the end of my Shaymin. But man, that was a really, really good battle. That was 4 solid counters. I didn't even believe I'd probably able to take maybe one of them out. So that was a very, very interesting battle to come across all those counters. So let's go on to the third battle. This one is against Ruin, and I'm probably about to be ruined by this Inferno Bleed here. Now, my first Pokemon is going to be my Shaymin, my Choice Spec set. Now, I wasn't sure if I could outspeed this Inferno or not. You never know what people are going to do for EV spreads. I've got Psychic and Choice Spec, so that'll definitely take Inferno out in one shot. Unfortunately, Inferno is going to go for Flare Blitz. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's the end of my Shaymin. That's a rest in peace. So bye-bye Shaymin. So that's one Pokemon down already. And I'm thinking, what can I do? The only Pokemon I can truly bring in to outspeed this, unless it's Choice Scarf Flare Blitz, would be absolutely crazy, would be my Shaymin Skyform, and I can go for Air Slash. So I can't really go for anything else. I don't really want to, once again, I don't really want to risk a Sweet Kiss or anything like that. So go for Air Slash, and it's going to outspeed, which is great, and it's going to land on a Infernape, and that's easy going to be able to take Infernape out. It had some prior damage to that already. So bye-bye Infernape. I'm not sorry to see you gone. Next Pokemon to come out is going to be the Drapion. So another quite a good Pokemon versing this team. I guess it didn't help that my team was practically all grass types as well, I mean, I had some, 2 of them were flying, but man, it was difficult, these movesets were quite limited. So go for Air Slash on the Drapion once again. Solid performance there. Unfortunately, I did not get a flinch from the Air Slash Serene Grace. And Drapion, instead of attacking me, is going to go for a Toxic. So I'm like, okay, well, that could have been worse, at least, but, I got to watch this, because once I lose this Shaymin, things become, quite difficult. I lose my fastest and hardest hitting Pokemon on the spot. So go for Air Slash again there. I don't want to go for Sleeve Flare because obviously it's probably not going to even land, let's be real, or take it out. And Drapion is going to go down. So a little bit more toxic damage there. It's okay though. Things are going pretty good. Next Pokemon to come out here is going to be Giratina. I was like, all right, Giratina. This is going to be pretty bulky to actually take this out. So go for Air Slash. I really need to get some special, probably a flinch or maybe a special defense drop with Seed Flare. I thought about using Seed Flare for a while, but I was like, I don't know, I want to use it, but if Giratina is able to attack me, or if I'm able to keep on flinching it, it might even be better. Now Giratina is going to go for a Shadow Force and disappear. The next hit will absolutely take me out there, and I'm already poisoned, so I don't know if I want to lose my Shaymin just yet, so I thought I'd swap that out and go into my bulky landform Shaymin. Now, this Shaymin can set up Leech Seed, and it can do some pretty good damage there to Giratina, and I believe it can easily wall it, look at the damage there. It did nothing to me. Shaymin's very bulky too, and of course with, Natural Cure, it can easily swap itself out and cure any status. That was the only abilities obviously I had, so Landform's got Natural Cure only, and Skyform's only got Serene Grey, so, that's how it goes. So I got to use all the abilities at least. So I got my leftovers here. I'm really not scared at all of this Giratina. Its most powerful move has done virtually nothing to me, plus I've got the Leech Seed up. So really it's only a matter of time here before I beat the Giratina, yeah? The last Pokemon I'm not really sure about either, so I thought, let's take a little risk here. Let's go ahead and go for Swagger, and maybe it can hit itself for Confusion. That will speed things up even more, right? So Giratina's got some chickens floating around its head, and I'm hoping it will hit itself, and then Leech Seed, and it's going to go for Pain Split. This is bad. So the Pain Split is going to split the pain, and it's going to heal up the Giratina a little bit. It's pretty much going to extend out this matchup a lot, because it's not like I'm doing lots and lots of damage to Giratina. All I'm doing is putting a Leech Seed down, and, hitting it with a weak Giga Drain. That's all I can practically do at the moment. So I might actually swap soon, but they swapped out the Giratina and went into Jirachi. So okay, this is actually quite good as well, because since I'm running Grass Pokemon, I don't have a lot of coverage. Just looking at my whole team, I have nothing against that. I'm thinking, no, none of my moves are even, none of them. All of them are not very effective. I'm going through all of them. Air Slash, Sleep Flare, no. Hive Beam, no. Energy Ball, no. Psychic, no. Dazzling Gleam, Giga Impact, Bullet Seed. That's it. I've got not even a neutral move. So Jirachi's going to go for a Wish here, and I'd say it's going to Wish Pass back into Giratina. So they're trying to keep the Giratina alive. So this is my chance here, to set up a Sword Dance. Now, Sword Dance is going to be handy, but Giratina actually, resists my most powerful move, which is Bullet Seed, and it's not like I can use Giga Impact against a Ghost, So Giratina is practically going to get most of his health back here. I was like, you know what? I know that I can tank some moves from Giratina, and let's go for a second Sword Dance. So +4 in attack. That's going to be pretty good. Giratina is going to go for a Dragon Claw here, but I take the Dragon Claw pretty well, so I'd say this thing is invested, mostly in bulk. So go for Bullet Seed right now. I actually really need 5 hits, but I got 2. I was like, oh. So now it's going to go for Shadow Force here. I'm like, this is very, very bad. So it's disappearing here. Now, my best thing here would be to go for Substitute, because that way I can get around the Shadow Force base power and, live to tell the tale, hopefully. So here comes the Shadow Force. It's going to hit my Substitute, and what I could do now is I've got another chance to actually take this Giratina, maybe with 5 hits or a flinch. That was my plan anyway. So go for Bullet Seed, number 1. It's doing pretty good damage here. I mean, Giratina is very, very bulky. There's 2 hits, and then I got 3 hits. This is awesome. I might be able to take this out, yeah. And that one was a crit, and that was 3 hits. It's okay, that's not too bad. And I've got a flinch. Wow, that was really, really lucky. Now Giratina is going to swap out, and Jirachi is going to come back in. I know that Jirachi is going to try and Wish Pass again to heal off the Giratina and slowly sort of work down my Shaymin. So I really have to get around Jirachi. I'm doing pretty good damage to it. Plus, it swapped into, a couple of Bullet Seeds there. So I'm going to go for a Bullet Seed here again. I need to land a solid 4 to 5 hits against it to actually take it out. So that was 2 hits. That was 3 hits, and I need 4. 4 will be the magic number, and I get it, which is wonderful. So that's the end of Sleepy, and I've got one more Pokemon, which is going to be my Giratina, or the opposing Giratina. Now, this only has a little bit of health left, and I'm confident I can take that out with 2 Bullet Seeds. So Go for that right now. The first one does. Oh, it's very, very close. I was like, please take it out. Otherwise, it's going to level 1 health. And the second one was actually a little bit more powerful than the first one. And that, my friends, is the battle, the third battle with the Shaymin Forms team there. They really tried to hold on with the Jirachi and Giratina. If I didn't get that, that extra hits before, it could have been very, very bad. Okay, battle number 4. This is against Amaze Dessert, and we got a Muck lead. This might be a theme team as well, I'm not too sure. And once again, people, if you do enjoy the theme teams in the Pokemon battles, please leave a like on the video. Only takes a second, helps me out and helps you out because you can see it in your subscription. So the first Pokemon we got is Muck. I hit it with a Psychic. It's pretty good damage, and now it's going to go for Poison Gas. Now, one thing I will say about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, most of the Pokemon that got toxic, it got completely removed from, so many Pokemon. I will say that. So, Muck is going to poison me with Poison Gas. I just went for another Psychic. I had absolutely nothing to lose there, right? So, that's the end of Muck. Now, Muck, I could have hit Muck with a couple of my moves. I had Psychic, which was good, and I did have an Air Slash and High Beam. So, I wasn't completely walled by Poison type. So, little bit of damage here from Poison Gas. Next Pokemon is going to be the Yarn Mega. I was like, oh no, not this thing again. Swat speeding it, which is nice, and go for Psychic. Almost took it out there, but it's got a Focus Sash, so that was a critical hit too. Now, Yarn Mega is going to go for a Leech Life. It's a physical set, and that did a lot of damage, but it didn't take me out. Oh, because it's a physical Yarn Mega. Shaymin's got some pretty good bulk to it. Now, I did notice, too, that Yarn Mega, at the end of the turn, it didn't add its speed boost, so I'd say it's like a, I reckon it's an a tinted lens set. So that's the end of Yarn Mega. Bye-bye, Yarn Mega. And I'm also going to faint too due to the Poison Gas that Muck did to me earlier on. But that was still pretty good there. I was able to take out 2 Pokemon with 1. Next Pokemon is going to be the Shaymin, and this is my Bullet Seed set. This actually worked pretty well, considering how limited the physical side was. Next Pokemon is going to be Carnivine. I decided to go for a Sword Dance. I was like, I doubt that Carnivine's going to be able to one-shot me, It might be able to do something annoying status me, but maybe not. So it's going to go for Bind. So I'm thinking, okay, I'd say this is running some sort of bulky set, and that's going to squeeze my Shaymin, doing, some pretty good damage to me there. I need to take this out fast before it gets the rest of its strategy off, because I'm sure there's some other moves, maybe like Ingrain or something like that. So firing off a Giga Impact, and that is going to be enough to take out the Carnivine. I thought Carnivine may actually live that one, but maybe it wasn't like max health and max defense. Next Pokemon is going to be Tyranitar here, and Tyranitar is going to put the Sandstorm up. On this team turn, I'm actually I'm on recharge, so Tyranitar's going to go for a High Beam. It's like a special High Beam, and from a Tyranitar, right? And it's going to fire it at me, but Shaymin actually managed to deliver on 30 health, which is very, very good. And now what I can do is I can actually go for Bullet Seed on the Tyranitar. There's 1 hit, and there's 2 hits, and I managed to actually get 3 hits, and that is going to take out the Tyranitar. And that, my friends, is the 4th battle with the Shaymin Form team. Hope you really enjoyed this. A pretty fun team to actually do, and it was difficult with its typing and stuff too. Alright, people. Catch you next time. Peace out.